Great. So I know the screen says that my name's Anat, but I'm actually not Anat. My name is Orly Rachamim, and I am from Toronto, Canada. So I've been a classroom teacher for the past 15 years. I've taught multiple grades across the elementary level. I'm currently serving as the Director of Educational Technology at Netivot Torah Day School, which is an elementary Jewish day school just north of Toronto. So aside from working with our students on developing 21st century skills, I also lead professional learning in educational technology, and I coach the teachers that I work with on how to integrate technology in a meaningful way into their program. So I'm glad to be here with you and working with you this afternoon. I just want to know how much time we have. Are we still good for the hour, Dana?
Yes, 1 hour is great.
Okay, perfect. So we'll be working on getting to know the JITAP application by looking at the various features. We're going to look at some examples, and then we'll also have some time to play around and have you practice creating a couple of activities that you can use in your classroom. I'm also going to be recording the session, so don't feel like you have to write down everything that I say. We're recording the session, and we'll send you a link when the hour is over. Okay, so we'll start. I'll share my screen with you. And again, if you need me to stop or slow down or go faster, just let me know. All right. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great. So this is our agenda for the next hour. There's a lot in it, so I hope that we'll be able to get through most of it, at least. But I want to draw your attention to the fact that the Jewish Interactive website has pre-recorded tutorials on all of the things that we're going to be talking about today. So those are there for you anytime that you wish you want to go and review something in particular or know something in depth. There's lots of tutorial videos available on the Jewish Interactive website. So let's get started. So the JITAP app, if you want to open it up and follow along with me, we're going to take a look first at the dashboard. So just the different parts of the app and where to find what. So if you look at the bottom, you've got a sort of like a horizontal toolbar, and it's green. So right now I've selected Discover, and this part, the Discover part, kind of like acts as your homepage for the app. And this is where you'll find all the games, all the interactive activities. You'll see that it's been divided. Actually, we also have some tutorial videos up here at the top where it says how to use JITAP. Jewish holidays, Parsha, whoops, sorry. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so if you scroll down, you've got Ivrit games. I mean, they're sorted according to categories, Chumash, Parsha, and this feed is updated regularly and monitored regularly. So whenever a teacher creates a game and uploads it, this list is always going to be changing. So it's a good idea to always, when you open the app, to check the Discover part of it. You also have at the top a search bar. So if you're looking for something in particular, so for example, you're looking for games on, I don't know, Pesach, so you could type in either in Hebrew or in English and do a search, and it'll filter out all of the activities that are related to Pesach. At the top right-hand corner where you see the British flag and it says all ages, you can also filter, if you tap on it, You can filter by language and age group as well. So that's also a good way to search for ready-made activities that other people have made. Okay, so that's the discover part. I'm going to skip over all the way to the end to where it says profile. Now, has everybody had a chance to create their own profile?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so maybe we'll do that first. We'll go through how to create a profile, and then we'll continue. So if you tap on profile, now I'm already logged into my profile. Your profile holds all of the games that you've created and have uploaded to the cloud. Okay, so that discover part that we were on, that's the JI Tap cloud. If I create a game, it can stay living on my iPad, but if I upload it to the cloud, I can access it from any other device afterwards, but also other educators have the opportunity to use my games as well. So you have your activities that you've made, and you also have followers and following. So that kind of works like a social network where you have followers or you're following certain people. So once you create a profile, you can go in and follow different educators, and whenever they upload a new game, you'll be able to see it on your newsfeed, and I'll show you where that is. So I'm going to log out and show you what it looks like when you have to create one. Okay, so when you tap on profile, okay, you'll tap and hold the circle, and you'll just join with an email and a password. Now, once you do that, you'll have 30 days, so you'll get an activation email, and you'll have 30 days to activate the account. And then anytime after that, when you come in here, you'll just log in. Okay, so I'll log back in, and I'll give you all a minute to finish registering yourselves. How are we doing there?
No. I just have one. Let me go to the home page. Where I have one iPad that's we're having a problem with. Where did you go? Where is the guy? Did you do something? No, yeah. It was JI Tap, did I? אולי היה את זה בקטע. It should be already on the iPad. It is on the iPad already. It should have been. There we go. Hold the circle. Tap and hold it. No, hold it. There we go. Now join. And that's your I need to create. I need to use the same join. And now your birthday. You're good? Okay. How was it? Wasn't open.
¿Acaso de Mashaniet, sabes?
Yes.
Someone is listening to my classes. Join. Join or log in?
Join. You need to create.
Yeah, the first time when you're creating, you'll click on join, and then you'll go in and sign in with whatever credentials you put in.
Now what I
So now we answer. Okay, I think we're getting there now.
Okay. The other thing about that's related to profile that I didn't mention on the discover part, the search bar that I showed you where you can look for games, you can also search for educators there. So if you know somebody that's already using JITAP and has created lots of lessons, you might want to look them up. And also, so you can just type in their name. So I'll type in Anat Goodman, who works for Jewish Interactive. She's created a lot of games. So if I type in her name, and I didn't. So you'll be able to see all of the games that she's created, so you can follow her, right? So if I go on, okay, if I click on one of her games, I can actually, I'm already following her, but you'll get a follow button. And then you just tap on it and you'll be able to follow her. All right, so is it okay if we move on?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, perfect. Okay, so to the left of the profile icon, you have the feed, and that's it's a social news feed. So here, anybody that you follow, you'll see when they release a new game. If anybody's played any games that you've made, you'll see that. If anybody's liked anything that you've made, you'll see that here. So that's the feed. And this is a good feature. The fact that, we're connecting with other educators all over the world, in Jewish education, this is a great tool for doing that and sharing resources. Okay, so I'll leave the create button for last, and then I'm just going to skip over to the play button. So if you tap on play, so all of the games that I've created or that I've downloaded, right, because I can create my own, but I can also download games that other people have made, those are going to be found here under the play button. Okay, you can
All I see is welcome to JITAP and create.
Right, because you've just created a new profile, right? And you haven't made any games or downloaded any games. But once you start adding games to your repertoire, they'll be there under play. So if you want to just even go back to the discover and choose one of the games and download it. So even if I go here, okay, so there's this game called Tishrei Ideas, and I have a little button that says get it. That means download. So I'll tap on it.
What do we do now? Discover?
Yeah, to find a game, you're going to go to discover. You can choose any one of those games, and then once you actually tap on the game icon, it'll open up this green page where you can actually download it. So now that I've downloaded it, it says play. I don't need to download it anymore. And if I go back to my play, you'll see it's the first game here because I just downloaded it.
They're different, but they're all.
אני לא רואה את ראש השנה,
For Rosh Hashanah.
search.
Because, I mean. Yeah. ממש מקסימים. היום זה דיבר.
הנה ראש השנה.
And then it saves it to your phone.
Under the play section, if there are games that you downloaded and you're after you've looked at them, they're not appropriate or you don't want to use them, if you just tap on the pencil up at the top, there's a pencil, you can delete whatever you don't want. And also, if you have a game that you've worked on and you want to edit it, then again, you'll click on the pencil. And then instead of clicking the X, you'll you'll tap on the pencil, and then you'll be able to add stuff to it or change it. And that's also true for any game that you download. So, for example, you've downloaded a game that somebody else made, and you just want to customize it to suit whatever you're doing in your class. You know, there's certain slides you don't want or do want, you can just edit. All right. Are we good to move on?
I think so.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm going to leave the create button. I'm going to leave it for a few minutes. I wanted to show you a couple of games. So with JI Tap, you have 6 different types of activities that you can create games with. So we'll look at some samples of games, and then I'll show you how those games were made, and then I'll give you a chance to try some on your own. So we'll start with with 2 of them. So I'm just going to show you this game here. Okay, so the question says, which of these items is not connected to the month of Tishrei? So I'm gonna just, okay. Yamim Noraim refers to which of the following. So if I tap on the wrong answer, okay, you get feedback there. Tap on the right answer, you get feedback as well. Okay, so that, and I'll get out from here. So that type of an activity is called Ask a Question, okay? And I'll show you another example of Ask a Question. We have another one here.
איזה חג מתקרב? נכון, חג החנוכה מגיע. לכבוד חג החנוכה נכין לביבות תפוחי אדמה. מצאו את התמונה של הלביבות. נכון, אלו לביבות ימי.
Okay, so in this particular example, you had an audio question instead of a written one, and then the kids picked the right answer. Okay, and I'll show you one more.
היי, שלום, זאת אני. קוראים לי שרון. רוצים להכיר את המשפחה שלי? לחצו על כל בני המשפחה ובואו נלמד את שמם. כשאתם מוכנים, לחצו על המילה משפחה. משפחה. איפה אני? אלופים, זאת אני. קוראים לי שרון. איפה סבא? מצוין, זה סבא. איפה אחי התינוק? נכון, זה אחי התינוק. איפה אחותי הגדולה? זאת לא אחותי הגדולה.
So
איפה אחותי הגדולה?
in this one, again, you have questions that are being asked, and the feedback that you're giving the kids, whether it's right or wrong, you can also add audio to that as well. So this feature is called Ask a Question, okay? So now we're gonna go into, actually no, we'll go into the Create button. We'll just tap on Create. Okay, and I'm going to the Create button, okay? You have all of your tools at the bottom, okay? You have a text tool, you have the creation packs, you have a search tool, you have a camera, and you also have art tools, okay? So anytime you want to open up any of them or close them, you just tap on it. Okay, so anytime you're starting to create a game, you have to first design your slides, okay? And the interactive layers that we add to them come afterward, okay? So we're gonna design our slide first, and if I tap on that smiley face, here are the creation packs. So these are all of the images that have been uploaded to JI Tap. If any of you are familiar with JI Studio, I don't know if you are, but a lot of these images are found there as well. Okay, so I'm going to create an Ask a Question activity for the Rosh Hashanah plate. Okay, so I picked the collection here, and I'd like to use one of these items. I'm going to tap on it, and I'm going to use my fingers to arrange it on the page. And in this activity, I just want the kids to identify the different parts of the Rosh Hashanah plate. Okay? So once my slide is ready, so yeah?
Can you go back 1 second to get the plate?
Sure, sure. Okay. So I'm going to tap on Create. Okay. The creation packs pop up automatically. These are the collections of pictures, and they're organized by themes, okay? So for the Rosh Hashanah plate, there's a collection called, it's not under Rosh Hashanah, it's under Simanim. You see that? Okay, so I tap on Simanim, and here is where I found the plate. Okay? And I can actually add as many pictures as I want. So let's say I'm working on a different kind of activity and I just want to add a whole bunch of things. I'll tap on them, and then I can rearrange them on my slide. Okay, and if there's an item that I don't want, I just take my finger and I swipe it off the page. Okay, and you move it around with your finger, and then you pinch to enlarge or to shrink with 2 fingers. Okay?
Go back.
Go back to where?
All the signs with the yeah, with all the pictures.
Ah, okay, okay. So you see here at the bottom, can you see my mouse? Let me, okay, over here at the bottom, there's like a smiley face. If you tap on that, that opens up all of the collections. And then this picture, I got it from Simanim. But if you go, if you go into Rosh Hashanah, you have all kinds of other images that you can use. So you can actually pick images from different collections to put on the slide. It's up to you. And to go back, I have it here too, where it says if I'm inside a collection and I want to go back, I can just tap on Creation Packs, and it takes me back. Okay?
How do you delete an item from the image?
So So this particular image that I picked it's like one image and they're all in it. But is that what you mean, like to delete one of those pictures? Or if I don't like it, I just take my finger and I swipe it off the page. Swipe up with your finger.
Mine just goes up.
Yeah.
There is a garbage, but everything goes.
Very horizontal. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
You also have, like, if you go back into this collection, you have the items like separate as well. Okay, so I've made I want to make an activity with just this picture that has everything on it. So when my slide is ready, I'm going to go to where it says Add Activity, which is up here, top right-hand corner, Add Activity and Next. Okay, and here is the menu of interactive layers. So if you remember, I mentioned to you at the beginning, there are 6 types of activities, interactive activities you can make. They're all here. Those are your layers, okay? So I'm to this particular activity, to that slide, I'm going to select Ask a Question. Okay? And here, I'm going to record the question for my students. So you just tap on Record. Okay, so I'm going to ask, Eifo Hadag. Okay, so I recorded the question, and now I have to trace where the answer is. So I can either use my finger or a stylus pen. Okay, so my dag is here. I'm just going to outline the correct response. Okay, and then I'm going to put this check mark. Okay, are we following so far? Yes? Okay. So my first question was Eifo Hadag. I already have an answer. Okay, so automatically, if you were one of the first activities that I showed you, the question was asked, and then when I tapped on it with my finger, it just kind of like lit up on the screen. So that's automatic because I recorded a question and I provided an answer. If I wanted to provide my students with audio feedback, like Kol hakavod or Nasu shuv, I would go in here and tap on the actual question so that, because I'm going to be able to add more options to it. Okay, so I already recorded the question and I already traced the answer. Okay, here where it says record answer, this is going to be the positive feedback that I can record. So for example, Kol hakavod, if they got it right, I'm just going to tap on it and record Kol hakavod. And then here is the feedback they would get if they got it incorrectly. Okay, so if you want to just say Nasu shuv, or if you want to give them a hint, it's up to you what you want or to prompt them to look for the correct answer. This is where you would record it over here. Okay, so I'm just going to say, Nasu shuv. Okay, and then when I'm done with this question, I'm just going to tap on done. Okay, so now my activity, my slide, has one question and one answer. Now I can add as many questions as I want because on this particular plate, there's lots of other vocabulary words that I can ask. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same process. Over here where it says add question, I'm going to add a question. Again, I'm going to record my question. Eifo hatmarim. Okay, I'm going to tap on the check mark. And again, I'm going to trace the answer of where the tmarim are. Okay, and check mark. Okay, so now I've got 2 questions. And now if I want to add additional options to the question, like the feedback, then I'm going to tap on where it says question 2. Okay, I've recorded the question already. I'm just going to record the answer and record the feedback for the correct answer or feedback for the incorrect answer. נכון מאוד. נסו שוב. Okay, and when you're done, you hit done. Do you have any questions about how to do this part before I continue? I'm going to show you what it looks like afterwards. So once I'm done, I have all of, I could put as many questions as I want for this plate. I'm just going to tap on done. And if I want to test out what it looks like, there's my play button over here up at the top. Okay, so when I press play, כל הכבוד. איפה התמרים? נסו שוב. נכון מאוד. Does anybody have any questions about Ask a Question, the Ask a Question activity?
No.
Another thing that you could do with any of the other activities, so let me open this again and show you. So this is the activity that I made. I now want to edit some things in it, so I'm going to go into it. Sorry. To edit the activity, so I'm gonna go back, take it one step back here. Okay, so the activity that I just made is going to be under play, right? So if I click on, tap on the play at the bottom, I'll see what I made. Now let's say I wanted to add some things to it. So again, I'm going to tap on the pencil and then tap on the pencil again, and that'll take me in, okay? So if I want to edit the actual activity, so if I want to add more questions to that plate, I'm just going to tap on the slide itself, and then I can add more questions, okay? If I wanted to change the picture completely or add something to the picture, once I'm in this menu, I'm going to tap on the pencil over here, okay, on the top corner, and this will allow me to edit the image. And then I can tap in here, and I can customize the image or add things to it. Okay, so there's 2 different ways to edit whatever it is that you're making. When you're done, the game stays on your iPad, right? So under that play button, it stays on your iPad. Now, if you'd like to upload it to the cloud, now there's the benefits of uploading to the cloud, there's a couple of benefits. The first benefit is that once you upload it to the cloud, you can access the game from any device because it follows you and your profile. Also, if you have, depending on how old your students are, you can create a profile for your class, and you can have one student work on a game, work on a game in class, upload it to the cloud. Another student can then download that game onto their iPad. They can add things to it. So there's a good way to have the kids collaborating on a game. To upload to the cloud, so again, you'll be under the dashboard, you'll be on play. And then beside the edit pencil, you have, it looks like a square with a button, with an arrow pointing upwards. So that's at the top, okay? You'll tap on that, and then you'll tap on the game you want to upload to the cloud. So I want to upload this to the cloud. Okay, so you'll give your name a description, okay? And the description is good for search capabilities, right? So if you're making an activity on Rosh Hashanah, when somebody's searching for Rosh Hashanah games, it'll appear there, okay? Plate. Whatever you want the description to be, okay? You'll pick a category, okay? So this one is Hebrew or Jewish holidays. I'm gonna pick Jewish holidays. You can select what age group this game would be good for. Okay, and language, so you'll put if it's English or Hebrew. And down here is where you'll save the game. Oh, we didn't name the game. Okay, you gotta give your game a name.
Hoshana.
Okay, and then I'm going to save. You could just use your finger to hold down the circle. Okay, this is just a safety feature. Anything that's connected to the internet, an adult should be doing it. And it's there now on the JI Tap Cloud, okay? So here you can share the game. If you created an activity and you want your students to play it, you can email them a link. To be able to create a game, you have to create it on an iPad, but to play a game, you can play it on any device: computer, iPhone, Android, Mac, PC. Games can be played on any platform, okay? So if you've got a set of Chromebooks in class and you want the kids to play the game, you could just email them a link. Okay, are there any questions before we move on?
If you log into an iPad, if I log in, my profile will be there.
Right.
If I don't share it with the cloud, I won't be able to share it like this.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
She's asking if, is it only share with the kids if you share it on the cloud?
Yeah. Unless you have the same iPad that you're working with in class. Everybody's using the same iPad, but sharing it to the cloud will make it accessible on multiple devices.
But then whenever you log in on your account on any device, it'll be there.
Yes, under your profile.
And it can be played on a laptop, Mac, PC, and Android phone, iPhone.
Yep. Yep.
אייפון? כן, שיחקתי, אבל זה לא משאיר.
It's just the creating part that has to be done on an iPad. I have the JI Tap app on my iPhone, and it'll tell you can't create. You can view any of the games, but you can't create anything on it. Not yet anyway. I mean, I'm sure that there are plans to make it available on other platforms as well. But for now, the creation is just on an iPad.
Great.
Okay? All right, so that was ask a question. Now we're gonna look at a different kind of activity. We're gonna look at, okay, show you a couple of examples here.
Question, can you show us how to create cards? We have over there, so איך ליצור כרטיסי ברכה.
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to do that now before we move on?
You want, as long as we do it.
Okay. Okay, so כרטיסי ברכה, we can do it quickly. So again, כרטיסי ברכה, if you tap on create, and you go into, you actually have a collection for כרטיסי ברכה, which is right here, greeting cards. Okay, and you've got a whole bunch of things that you can use here. I'll show you this one. Okay, so you pick any one of them. It becomes a background, and then you can add whatever you want to it. Okay, so a nice thing to do here for the כרטיסי ברכה is to take a photo of the child. Okay, so if you're going to get the kids to make these כרטיסי ברכה, you have a camera here on the side. You can actually take a picture. See over here? There's the camera. Okay, so you can take a picture of the kid, or if you have of the child, or if you have one that you've already made, you can. I don't think I have any that we can use, but let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Oops. Okay, so here you can have the child do a recording. Okay, you can have them do a recording where they're wishing a Shana Tova to their family. So you design the slide first, and you can do add activity and next.
Yes, I'm just looking at this, but this one doesn't have a keypad.
איך אנחנו שמים את המילים על
keypad,
ה-keypad?
as alternative.
את פשוט את רוצה להקליד מילים או להוציא תמונה של המילים?
עשיתי תמונה וגם העתקתי מילים.
אוקיי.
עומד על זה, זה מזכיר.
אוקיי, שנייה.
אז לא, אני לא מבינה. בהתחלה זה היה שם. תראי.
Where did she click to get these options?
Create.
The green one?
את מבינה מה אני אומרת?
זה לא שלי.
לחצתי על משהו, כי בהתחלה זה היה טוב. תעיפי את זה, תעשי אחד אחר. עכשיו איך אני שמה את זה בסמיילים?
אוקיי, אז עכשיו את הוצאת, did you take the words out of here or you typed them?
No, I took them from the templates as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this here. So it didn't come on top, or how did it come out on yours?
לא, אני לא רואה את המילים, אבל אני עושה עכשיו אחד חדש, ואז זה יסתדר. hold on.
Take the background first, and then the words go on top. So if you put the words first and then the background's going to cover the words.
Okay.
Okay?
Bella, where did she?
אוקיי, רגע.
This doesn't make sense.
אוקיי. כמו סבתא שנה טובה. אוקיי, פה אני רוצה לתמונה עכשיו. הנה, רק קודם את הבאקגראונד, עכשיו התמונה שלנו, אלבום. לא.
Okay, Orly,
Yeah.
how do you get that, all the options again to like add a question and do all of the, well, this isn't a game,
So the option, you have to design the slide first,
right?
right? So you tap on create, you'll pick a couple of images, and then the options are here where it says add activity and next, you'll get the menu of interactive layers.
But if we're already like in a greeting card and she's already, has an image with text and a picture, how do we record something?
Okay, so
Nice to say.
אז רגע, נעשה ככה. אל תלם אותנו. לא, זה לא מצחיק.
you mean like the menu of layers isn't appearing?
Correct. She's got like done is the only option up there. Like that I want to doesn't exist here.
הנה, תביאי יפה. רגע, איך עושים save?
It's gonna save automatically, but only once you add a layer, add an interactive layer. So if you just made a slide without any activities on it, it's not gonna save.
So I have to add activity.
So make sure you have to add an interactive layer. Okay, so I'm gonna answer your question. You had you have a slide and you want to be able to add the actual layers on it, and you don't see the menu, right?
Right.
So here, I just have to tap on the slide I want to add the layers to. So here, if you just tap on it, it'll open up the menu for you.
Okay, I think it's the permissions on the iPad are the problem here.
מכירה שאלה. מה השאלה לדבר הזה? מה שם המורות שבדבר? טוב מאוד. זה שני. מה אומרת? לא. איזה פחות אלו. יש שאלה של
Going and I know that. Yeah. So okay, can you go back over all of those layers again, just so we know what each of them does?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna actually show you like we're gonna look at how to make this greeting card by adding a layer. Okay, so. Okay, so I'm going to add activity. We already looked at ask a question, and now we're gonna skip. Okay, we're gonna skip. We can either do say something. You can do also for this page. Okay, and here is where you can have the child just recording a general Shana Tova greeting. Okay. Shalom, shmi Yael, ורציתי לאחל לכם שנה טובה ומתוקה. Okay, and then you press done, and if when I press play, okay, that's the simple way of doing just a Shana Tova card. If you want to make a greeting card. So I'm just going to go back into this one.
אני לא יודעת איך מגיעים כל פעם למסך הראשי. Let's do only one activity at a time. השאלות.
It's one activity per slide. Okay, so that's actually a very good question. Like, let's say you want to make a few different activities for the same kind of slide. As soon as you tap on add activity to add a layer to your slide, a copy of the slide gets saved in your camera roll. So right now I want to add a different activity to the same Shana Tova card. So if I click on the camera and I go to my albums and I go to my camera roll, you see it saved it for me. So I can now use it. And if I double tap it, I can just make it the background and it becomes big again. And here, I'm going to add a different kind of activity. I'm going to make this one a soundboard, okay? So here, where it says create a soundboard, here you can have the child record different things that they learned about those items for Rosh Hashanah, okay? So to create a soundboard, you're just, again, you're using your finger or stylus, and you are outlining the spot where the sound is going to come from. So for example, for the tapuach, now I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I can start recording, okay? בראש השנה אנחנו טובלים את התפוח בדבש. Okay, and then I can make another circle here, and again, tap the plus sign, start recording. בראש השנה אנחנו אוכלים רימון, לרימון יש הרבה גרעינים. Okay, and then you can just continue to create as many sound spots on your slide as you need to. And then when you hit done, oh, you can actually, this little gear over here, you can record like an introduction. So if this is a Shana Tova card, the child can record, you know, tap on the different items on my card to see what I learned about Rosh Hashanah. So if you tap on the gear, you can record an introduction. Okay, so this is good for making instructions, giving context. This is a good feature to have also. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and say done, and then I'm going to play it.
שלום, שמי יעל, ורציתי לאחל לכם שנה טובה ומתוקה.
Okay, we didn't give any instructions, but
בראש השנה אנחנו טובלים את התפוח בדבש. בראש השנה אנחנו אוכלים רימון, לרימון יש הרבה גרעינים.
Okay, so I have two slides with two different activities, and if you see here, the first one is a reading one where I just made a plain general recording. So this could be also good for, you know, making a book interactive. If you're reading a book in class, you can make the book interactive. Could be good for telling stories. I'll show you a couple of examples of those. So that's called a reading page, okay? And the soundboard is where you have an image that has spots on it that can be attached to audio. So it can act as a standalone type of activity, or it can lead you to other spots. So let me show you an example of a really good soundboard. Okay, this is a good one.
והרכיבו את הפאזל ואת המילה המתאימה.
Okay, so I'm going to go on Aleph.
A, E, U, I, Aleph. מי מכיר חיה שמתחילה ב-A? אריה מתחיל ב-A, א'. בואו נרכיב את המילה אריה ואת האריה. אריה.
So this one, okay, every, what the slide was designed, and then every sound spot leads you somewhere else. Okay, so that you can be used like as a menu, or you can just have a soundboard that plays audio on the spot. Questions about the soundboard?
Yes.
Or about the Rosh Hashanah card?
I have a question.
Yeah, you just have to speak up. I'm having a hard time hearing you guys.
Repeat the step where it took you back to camera roll so you can duplicate the slide and create another layer of another activity.
Sure. Okay, so I'm here. I'm gonna go back in here. Okay, so here is the editing page for my game. Okay, so I already made a reading page, I made a soundboard, and now I wanna add another slide with the same graphics, the same background. So I'm gonna tap on Add Photo. And here I'm going to tap on the camera. And hopefully the camera cooperates, okay? And then here, I'm gonna go to Albums. Okay, and if you go to your camera roll, you'll see the picture that you made the slide with. And then in order to make it fit the page, you just hold your finger down on the screen, and you can move it around, enlarge it or shrink it, or you can double tap it, and you have this menu here. You can just make it the background. Okay?
Okay, wait, no.
Okay. All right, so let's take a quick look at Dana. How are we doing for time? Are you guys in a rush, or do you want to?
We're not in a rush. We still have a little bit of time. Is there something specific that you guys want to see, or something? Where were you going to go next, Orly?
I was going to show the tap and type and the video, and I think that's we sort of looked at everything else. It was kind of rushed, but I want to show the tap and type activity and then the video, if that's okay.
Sure. Can she show the sound boxes like the Ivrit? If you want to edit it, make it like ba. Do you hear Lila? Do you hear?
No. Can you repeat that, please?
The sound boxes, if we want to edit them to say ba, the one with the Ivrit.
Okay, so the one with the Aleph Bet, you have to download the game first. Okay, so if you go to Discover and you just type in, that's one of Anat's games. If you type in Anat Goodman, but I actually think it's on the dashboard. Let me just double check. If you go to Ivrit Be'Ivrit, there it is. Aleph Bet Arkavat Milim V'Tmunot. So you'll have to download it first. Okay, I already downloaded it, but download it first. Did you do that already?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you download it, it's gonna be in your, if you go to play, it'll be there in your collection of games. Okay, and here it is over here. So I'm gonna click on, before I click on it, I'm gonna click on the pencil here at the top because I wanna edit, right? And I'm gonna hit the pencil again here on the side. The app is locked for editing. Okay, so you picked a game that's not editable.
Okay.
Some of the games are locked, I guess, because I don't know why that they're locked. But if you find anything else that you want, so I'll just show you a different soundboard and how you can edit the sounds. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the soundboard on Arbat Aminim, and I want to edit the sounds here. So basically, each one of these takes the player to a different page where they're getting information on the different parts of the Arbat Aminim. Okay, so the sound spots are already made and the audio's already been recorded. But if I want to change anything, I go to this little pencil here. And all I have to do is just record on top of it. And it erases whatever was there before. Okay, so that's for soundboards.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, the other thing with the soundboard, so that Aleph Bet game that we saw, if I tapped on the Aleph, it took me to the picture of the Aryeh, right? So that's called the jump to page feature, okay? So in order to get, to be able to jump to different pages, you'll have to first create them on your dashboard, and then, you'll have to create them. Okay, it's not giving me that option on this one. Yeah, okay. So here, see where it says jump to page? If I tap on that, I can get it to jump to any page on my game. So that's for when you create a soundboard and you want to use it as a menu to take you to other places. Okay, I want to show you tap and type very quickly and the video. Okay.
אנחנו חוגגים את חג הסוכות במשך 7 ימים. בכל יום אנחנו מזמינים אורח מיוחד לסוכה. לאורחים המיוחדים האלה קוראים אושפיזין. במשחק הזה כתבו את השם של כל אורח על יד הרמז והתמונה המתאימה.
Okay, so here each text box has a clue and then the kids have to type in the answer.
אני אוהב לארח אורחים. עזבתי את מולדתי לבוא לארץ כנען.
Okay, so this one is called tap and type. So it's also good for vocabulary and it's suitable for older kids. Okay, so if we go back to our Rosh Hashanah plate, okay, and this time I'm just going to add another slide to it. So I'm going to use the same image. So I'm going to go into my camera roll. Into my albums. And I'm going to grab the plate again. Okay, and here I'd like the kids to type the name of all the parts of the plate. Okay, so to do that, I design my slide, I tap on Add Activity, and Next. Okay, I'll tap on Add Activity, and here I'm going to choose Tap and Type. Okay, so you're going to trace the spot with your finger or stylus. You'll tap on the plus sign, and here is where you can enter the answer. Okay, so this is Tmarim. You can also give it audio, so if you want to say the word Tmarim, right, or to ask the kids a question about Tmarim, that's where you can record. Okay, I'm just going to record the word Tmarim. Tmarim. Okay, I can keep on tracing, or I can actually double tap on this pencil, the green pencil here. If I double tap it, it creates a text box the exact same size. So I'm going to drag it to here, tap on the plus sign, record the answer, wash של דג. ראש של דג. Okay, and you'll do the same for all of them. You can tap on the gear to give those instructions again. Okay, so whatever instructions you want to give for the activity. Please fill in all the parts of the Rosh Hashanah plate. Okay, and then when you're done, you're done. Okay, this is what it would look like. A4, please fill in all the parts of the Rosh Hashanah plate. Tmarim, tmarim. Rosh shel dag. Okay, and if they make a mistake, it gives them clues. So I'm just going to say Rosh dag. Okay, and then it gives them a hint for the correct spelling. Okay, so that's tap and type in a nutshell. Are there any questions?
Can you put all the words all the way around that they can drag it with notch?
Yes, so that one is called cut a shape puzzle. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Here, this is a good example of what you mean by there. Okay, so this is just a question. I'm just going to skip it. Here we go. Okay, so here you have to put the words in the correct place. Okay, so in order to create something like that, you would have to, so I'm going back to my same plate here. I'm going to edit. Okay, so I'm going to add the picture again. Okay, and I'm going to have to type out the words first. Okay, so down here is your text tool. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to do one more. So what you would do is you would type out all the names, and that will be your slide design. Okay, so you get the pictures, you type out the words, you put them around wherever you want them to be, and then you'll go to add activity and next. Okay, and this one is going to be cut a shape puzzle. Okay, so you'll cut out the words. Okay, so you'll use your finger or stylus to cut out the words. And so you highlight them first, and then you tap on the plus sign, that cuts them out. And I'm just going to put them all here at the bottom or wherever you want. Okay, and I'm going to cut this piece out, tap on the plus sign. Okay, so you would do that to all the different parts. Okay, again, that gear here is for the instructions, whatever you want the instructions to be. Okay, and when you're done, you're done. Okay, let's play it. I didn't give instructions this time, but you'll tell them, drag the correct words to drag the words to the correct picture. So they would just drag it. There we go. Okay, so you'll take this and that. Okay. Questions about that one? So that one is called cut a shape puzzle. No questions on that one? Okay. So the last activity, a last interactive layer, is the video. Okay, so the video, and I'll just show you an example. Okay, we got a good one here.
The 9th of Av. Let's watch a video to see what it was like in the Bet HaMikdash.
So this activity, okay, you can import the whole the story of Tisha B'Av. It's actually, if you're looking for people to follow, Mr. M is a good one to follow. He's done a lot of great things on the Parsha and Chumash, so I encourage you to check his profile out. So here, let me just show you. So all the videos that you can bring into a game are from YouTube. So you either have to have the URL or it has to be searchable. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new page here. Okay, my iPad is frozen. Okay, so for a video, you just want to put like maybe a square or a background or anything that can hold the video. Can be anything. So I'm going to use something from my albums again. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put my video inside this graphic. Sorry, my iPad is slow. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to add activity. And next. Okay, and I'm going to pick play a video. Hold on, I'm going to, there. Okay, play a video. Okay, and you can just search. You'll search for your video here. There's a bit of a delay here with the... Let me just share my screen with you again, 1 second. Okay, so here I just typed in videos on shofars. Let's see what happens. Tap your finger to open it up. Okay, and here you can actually browse through and select the one you want. So I want to use this one, how to make a shofar. So you tap it and then you select it right here. And you can use your finger to adjust it on the screen. Okay. You can also you can actually, if let's say the video is too long and you want it to start from, later on, you can just use the timer. Okay, you can choose where to start it. You could also, I'm just going to pause it. You could also pause it at certain points and then create some questions. So if you have a video on a particular topic and you want to stop after a minute to ask your kids the kids a question on the app, you'll just split it. Okay, so this video actually goes through the different animals that we use and how a shofar is made. So I'm going to just, as an example, split it after a minute. Even though it's not exactly accurate, I'm just going to split it after a minute to show you what happens. Okay, and then I'm going to split it. Okay, and then it shows me that a new video page has been added to the app with the remainder of the current video. So I'm going to tap on OK and back. Okay, so here's the beginning of my video. Then this is the point. This is the point where I split it. Let me just get my... Okay, and then here is a slide that I can add with a question based on the first part. So I can actually just take my finger and drag it to the middle. Actually, you have to create the question first. So I can just go here, and I can quickly type up a question. And this is the last thing that I'm going to show you, and then I'll let you ask some questions. So down at the, there's a teacher's pack up at the top. Okay, so I'm going to just make a multiple choice question here. Okay, and I'm going to use the text tool to type in my question. Okay, so I can have my question, I would type in my answers, and then I would use ask a question to highlight what the correct answer would be. Okay, so if I go back here, we don't have time for me to type the answers in, but just so that you get an idea. Okay, so I'm going to add that later, but here is I can drag this. So I can play my video, have a question, then continue with the video and add other activities in there as well. There's one other thing that I didn't show you that's pretty important, especially if you teach Chumash and Tanakh. When you're creating, I'm just going to create a new slide. When you're creating a new slide, and you have this text feature here, so let me just pick Parashat Bereshit, and I'm just going to pick, a picture here. Okay, so the little text, when you tap on the little text icon, you're able to type in Hebrew and in English in here, but you also have something called Sefaria up here at the top. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. But Sefaria is a digital biblical library. So it has all of the Tanakh in digital format. All you have to do is just pick the psukim you want to work with. So if you tap on Sefaria, oh my goodness. Okay, 1 second. It's not. Okay, if you tap on Sefaria, you can actually choose It's not working for me. But if you want to go ahead and just test it out on yours. My iPod is like freezing. There we go. Okay, so you can switch. You can have it in English or Hebrew. So you can tap on the Aleph for Hebrew. Okay, and if you go into Torah, Bereshit, and you can actually filter it either by chapters or by parasha. So if I go to parasha and Bereshit, okay, and I want to pick the pasuk here. So I just tap on the pasuk that I want, check mark, and then I can put it anywhere on the page. So another idea for a puzzle activity is if you're teaching vocabulary from a pasuk, you can have the pasuk and a graphic behind. You can do add activity and next. And you can cut out the different words to make a shape puzzle.
So I always need to have the background first and then the words?
No, yes. Yeah. Choose your graphics first and then the words will go on top.
So they cannot match the pasuk to the background.
They can, sorry?
Okay, so they have to choose the background first and then the pasuk.
Yeah, or if you don't want a background, you can just type the pasuk. The text will stand alone as well. It doesn't have to go with the graphic. You can just type stuff on a slide, no problem. Okay, so here I'm just going to do cut a shape puzzle, and I'm just going to cut out whatever I want to use as a puzzle. Okay. And you can, oops. When you're doing it for a pasuk, it's probably a good idea to make the boxes the same size. That way the kids aren't matching the piece of the puzzle shape, they're actually matching it by word. So to do that, you just actually, you'll double tap. So first you tap on the plus sign to create the page, and then you can just double tap on the green pencil and it'll create a box with the same size for you. So are there any questions? I know we kind of jumped a little bit, but are there any questions that anybody has?
I have a question.
Sure.
The way to edit someone else's activity? Yeah.
Not everyone. Some of them are locked, but yes, some of them you can.
Yeah, it depends on whose activity and what activity it is, but the first step is to look for the game, download it so that you have access to it on your iPad, and then you just at the top you'll tap on the pencil and then you can add whatever you want to it, or change or delete or whatever.
Some of them there's a fee for. There was one that I tried to download and then it popped up and said premium membership.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens. I don't know, if you were to pay for it, I don't know where the money would go because I don't know. Okay. I know that when we first did the training for the app, it was popping up and they didn't know why it was popping up. So I'm not sure about that.
Question. You have the Hebrew Ktiv. What activity do you have? Just a list of the letter in Ktiv?
If you have, kids that only speak Hebrew?
No. When you have the images, the
Hebrew Ktiv. Tfus v'Ktiv.
Okay, Tfus v'Ktiv. Yeah, you mean in the collections?
Yes.
Okay, what about it?
יש לזה איזשהו activity, יש לזה...
כרגע אין, אבל את יכולה לחפש. אני חושבת שהם שמו את זה שם כדי שהמורות ייצרו עם זה משהו. את יכולה לעשות משחק התאמה בין האות של הדפוס והאות של הכתב. תלוי מהגיל של הילדים גם.
יש לי שאלה, לגבי greeting cards, כרטיס ברכה,
כן.
אנחנו רוצים to share it with the parents, then you put it on the cloud, creating a link, and then you can email the link and everybody can open it without having an app?
Yes, absolutely. And everything is, make sure, like when you're, even though the JI Top cloud is like closed, I guess, in other words, make sure that if you're using the picture of a student, so if you're using the camera to take a picture of a student, that you have permission to do that, right? It's just like any other, if I want to publish a picture on a website or whatever, you have to make sure that there's no problem with that. Even though, I mean, it's just really, you're sharing a direct link with the parents. It's not searchable, right?
The only way to share it is put it on the cloud first, which could, probably we can put pictures, right?
Of what?
You put it on the cloud. There's the only way to create a link. The greeting cards.
Is if you share it on the cloud?
Yes. Am I right?
I didn't hear that part.
Do you have to share an activity to the cloud in order to be able to share it with the parents?
I don't know the answer to that. Like, if you can have the kids create their own profile, or you can create a profile for the kids. And if it's inside a kid's profile, then they can sign in at home and show the video to the parents that way. But like, I'm pretty sure you'd have to upload it to the cloud. That's something that I don't know. I'd have to ask Anat.
Okay. If you want it, and then show the grandparents in Israel. You don't. You can't. You have it. We have permission to do that with the picture of the kid. I don't think we have their permission. I mean, everyone gives their permission. Why not? Orly, thank you. Is there
very much.
Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
No, just the Jewish Interactive website has the tutorials. So if you want to review some of the features or see more examples, that's a really good place to go for extra review. And if you feel that you want to do like a follow-up webinar to sort of, do some more advanced things, or once the teachers have had an opportunity to play around with it and they have questions, then don't hesitate to contact Jewish Interactive.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. Chag Sameach.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.